And welcome back, picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire at the bottom of round 234, where we have two decisions awaiting us. One is what to research after missiles, and looks like the other one will be a little bit of a surprise. So missiles is in theory putting high-speed rail in our potential pickup queue. Yes, tea is always good. I'm from a tea drinking family. We drink lots of tea. So you need a heavy guided RPG. Generally requires guided RPG. I don't think we necessarily need one micro nuke RPG, but that's a plausible option. If we get some other prerequisites. Honestly, I don't see any military ones that I necessarily want to be rushing for, so we'll just look at what we got option-wise for the military. Cluster bombs. Want to backfill? Well, let's backfill and get guided RPG. Rogue Doctor. Do nothing or close down his lab by force. Okay, let's actually ignore that Rogue Doctor for the moment. I come back to deal with him later. Over in Dionysus, call up Slave Trader, cost 3 political power, and we'll buy 2,000 population for 900 credits.
Yes, sir.
Which gets the city growing a bit. City is not necessarily appreciative of either the corporate abuse or the slave trading we're doing. May contemplate doing something about the corporate abuse. Strike card, is it the antitrust option? Yeah.
Affirmative.
Corporation blocked our legal measures very effectively. Okay, that didn't work. I don't have any arrest, so that's not the solution. Could just attempt the antitrust again. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna succeed on that roll. Could meet with the CEO. Let's do a quick meeting with the CEO. Show up next turn. Construction-wise, truck stations have finished, so that should help with logistics on that island. Faltmouth Barracks is done. So, okay, so Faltmouth at this point really just needs the government workforce to hire up. And everything should solve there. Purple Point's in the middle and has all the logistics issues. Hopefully the completion of those two truck stations will help. Capital is delayed because we have a shortage of high-tech parts for our high-tech industry, which is a potential problem. Solution to that is turn around and buy all 8 high-tech parts. So this is why we check. So that's why those got no progress. Ports proceeding, a little bit delayed. Food silos proceeding, a little bit delayed. Solar panels proceeding. That's actually pretty heavily delayed. Does it usually make up another 7 machines? And then the truck station over on this island has finished. Which will help with the export of various resources. Apparently what remains of the metal here is not being prioritized for export. I'm actually somewhat surprised the water is being prioritized as heavily as it is. Granted, the water should be free to export, so I'm not going to be too worried about it. Oh, we only just finished the truck station, so it hasn't kicked in. Not preview. Used? Bottlenecks. Hasn't kicked in enough to clear up these bottlenecks yet, so we'll see if it clears the bottlenecks on the next turn. Oh, apparently the bottleneck is actually going out to the port to go around this way. We'll see. And we have that bottleneck going over to this island. Don't necessarily like having the bottleneck mode up all the time, but we may just leave it up for the moment. This is going to be expensive, and not necessarily purely to my benefit, but we're going to head and get these guys some more ships. Get them getting more logistics. We also got a pretty large amount of reserves recruits. So let's actually colonize with the reserves into the capital a bit, so I don't need quite that many sitting around at any given time.
Order received.
And if there's a zone that we want to improve the level from 4 to 5, it is the capital right now. Qual's improving, we're up to 70. We did queue up some upgrades here, which should allow that to go all the way up to 100. We're up to 60 and rising, so that's good to see. And this one's rising. So this one, if we can just get enough workers in there, should fix itself. Petrol looks like it's fixed for the moment, so let's actually engage the air bridging here, just to help things get across. Because it does look like it may be the boats that are being the issue here. See if that helps. That'll take a couple turns to pack in. If it isn't, well, if it helps, then we might contemplate actually trying to build. Actually, I think I'll move from the contemplation of contemplating to it will happen. We're going to start building up the airfield over here. Yeah. So build up the truck station, build up the airfield.
Yes.
So once that's a level 3 airbase, we can potentially instead of running south across the short strait over here, we can try to do the run over to this island. May need to run closer, might have to run out to Dionysus, but we'll check in once we got the airfield at 3. These guys have pretty decent range, so I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if I count it out. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so it'd be max range for the logistics, so it might be close enough. We'll see. And then, yeah, capital's a little bit restrained by workers, but we just dumped a bunch of civilians in there, which should help with the worker hiring up. Yeah, and we're having corporate abuse of powers problems, so we're going to have to try to tamp down on the corporation a bit. The next couple turns. Okay, still end round 2, 3, 5. We have 3 decisions. Currently have a contract expiring. Meeting with the CEO, so we can ask for a board member. Increase the corporate tax. Increase the corporate tax. Let's increase the corporate tax.
Received.
Then here, let's do cluster
Copy
mobs.
that.
We missed on
Roger
that
that.
option. So one thing I'm trying to do with the corporate tax, in theory, if we raise the tax high enough, they might start getting squeezed by the size of the taxation. Hopefully. Maybe. Current zone control is 58, max control is 52, so they're growing in control, which is not kind of what we don't want. Savvy, greed, mind, fist, toughness, and enforcement. Okay, let's do another meet the CEO.
Affirmative.
And then zone-wise, let's try to crack down a little bit on the corporation. Oh, so this is D100 versus plus 63 versus 189. Okay, so we're not going to be able to get that off. That is not going to succeed. Okay. Ooh, high-tech fold. Yes, let's roll the high-tech fold.
Understood.
Bunch of machines, bunch of rare metals, bunch of high-tech parts. Okay, so that should solve those problems for quite a bit. We could do a plea of friendship, but we don't think that's going to be what we want. Yeah, don't see any necessarily easy ways to tamp down on the corporation. From a transport standpoint, metal is being actually flowing out and being consumed faster than produced, so the stockpile should be decreasing. Not yet shipping any of those people. The colonists over the same over here. Not yet shipping any of those. We did move the bottleneck a little bit here. Yeah, the power stockpile here, because this is what it's saying, the maximum storage is 212. Don't necessarily know how that's calculated. I do feel that is a bit low, so I feel like something is not quite working with the calculation as far as power storage. Usually it's higher than that. But this game on Oceania, it's been about that level, so. We could put a security outpost. We need security somewhere. Let's check on the construction. Return. Airbase in Moncron completed. Deep core gas extractor completed, so we should be seeing some more petrol. So we should see the petrol not go down, hopefully. Next turn, we'll see. We're going to build up this airbase. So that's all that completed. Progress-wise, Solar panel field proceeded at speed. Truck station proceeded at speed. High-tech industry proceeded at speed with the port, food silo, the solar panel field in the capital proceeded. Truck station in Zolba over there proceeded. Getting that complete may help clear up the bottleneck down here. We'll see. Oh, do we have the... do we own... That's the question. Do we own this truck hub? No. Give me that truck hub, please. That may help with the bottlenecking around that city as well. And then the Collins improvements are proceeding reasonably quickly, but not at speed. Delayed a little bit. Though at that rate, that'll just delay them from, instead of being 3 turns to 4 turns, which is fine. And we're still having delays at Ripple Point due to delivery issues. But the deliveries are improving, which means we are slowly solving those logistical issues. Done what I can think of potentially doing to deal with the corporation. A bit odd that we're having apparent fuel shortfall. 45 fuel needed and only 22 of the 22 of it was allocated. Why? Do we have fuel stockpile issues as well? Yeah, that's what that looks like. Okay. So, in which case, build up the fuel depot as well. Hiring speed there, hiring speed there. Well, that's why things are running low. It's a bit of worker shortage. That's fine. You're fixing worker shortage. 3 more turns at that rate, and you'll be done. You're fixing your worker shortage. 3 more turns. Well, a lot more than 3 turns because you gotta get the 8,000, but you're working on it. And actually get the colonists from our bigger cities back to the capital so we can ship them out to people, then that'd be good. Someone threatening our road over here. Okay, secure the road. That's good to see. That transport's being... well, no, there's a couple of black spots in there. We'll see. Oh, trade. Let's sell something that we make a bunch of money off of. Looks like metal apparently is the best thing to sell right now, so we'll sell a bunch of metal off. Let's go ahead and demand an auction.
Affirmative.
We'll see if we can buy another one of their shares to get some more dividend payouts. Victory-wise, we're up to 31.4. Dionysus is here. Let's call you up. Call up Slave Trader. Buy population.
Yes, sir.
Another 2,000 population. I'll help a little bit with winning on this front. And yeah, I think it's, yeah, Belarus Commune is the one that was most open to Victory Pact. So if we can get up to 40 victory score, we should be able to get a victory. At least a technical victory. I think the next ecotech that comes, next ecotech choice that comes up, I will try to do power banks, so we can at least get a little bit of a power storage. I'm not sure if it's a glitch or a bug or whatever that why our power storage is real small. Power storage is never really that big, but it's usually not this small. There we go, back to Steel Land. Okay, and the squid went back off into the ocean. And when the Twitch chat is saying a little bit of searching on the energy storage shows that the SHQ storage is sort of like the remainder from the zone storage. So if you have heavy usage in other zones, it appears as if your SHQ storage is very small. In any case, the solution is power mix, of course. Okay, so yeah, usually, apparently, I'm just producing far more power in the capital in particular, so the capital will stockpile a bunch of power. Whereas in this particular game, we don't actually have a bunch of stockpiling in the capital, because the capital apparently is pretty balanced. Automated logistics will probably help with the logistics. Meeting with the CEO. I don't necessarily want to raise his taxes. Let's try to ask for a board member.
Received.
See if we can use that to decrease the control of the corporation a little bit. Oh, and we probably want a man pad. Let's get a man pad and heavy combat armor.
Yes, sir.
Given some demands. Vigilante justice, yeah, so do your best to mitigate it. Did mitigate it substantially. Ominous sealed door. Lead to a sealed door marked indefinite quarantine. Well, we wanted to go government, so destroy the whole tunnel complex, because that's our solution.
Roger that.
And here we got the strat card for the board member. Where did that get played? Oh, we might not get it until next turn. Okay. Oh, there it is. Board member. Leader will be welcomed on to the board of directors. Okay. I'm going to dump this on the foreign affairs events account section and see what it does. Personnel. Actually, the cabinet foreign affair guy is there. Plus 10 charisma. Good to remember that for the future, because that means he's now plus 10 better at doing the diplomacy rolls. Though I think the only major one left to do would be a victory pact on a person. And right now, we'd have to do it on 2 to win, but it's not currently an option. Okay, up here in Dionysus, we call you up, pull up the slave trader, we pay a bunch of money and get a bunch of people. Which technically offsets people migrating away. Yeah, so it offsets completely everyone migrating away. Yep, Collins is on the grow. That's good to see in a way. Collins is actually appropriately sized for a level 2 city. I'm not too worried about the red here. The red here is probably the rails, so I should probably upgrade the rails at some point. Let's see, how is the construction coming along? Solar panel field in Minos, so it won't expand that. Fuel depot won't expand. Food silo won't expand. A little bit disappointed that no metal got to Ripple Point. Moncrun, its truck station. Well, it's probably because we were expanding the truck station and the airbase in Moncrun, so it all got to right there. High-tech industry will be done next turn, which may cause a little bit of power problems in the capital. Ports proceeding at speed. Finish the truck station in there, upgrading into a 4. So next turn that should help with the logistics in that area. delayed the solar panel, which isn't great. So that's probably worker-delayed issues. Column improvements. If they continue at this current speed, they'll be done in 2 turns. Okay, so let's continue the solar panel expansion. One more power. Don't like that we see the petrol is bad. That's, to be fair, due to the airlift, most likely. Yeah, so we'll see, because we've got the sea route capped out, right? So we'll see if the trucks help with getting it out via the other port, or at least getting stuff to the airfield for the air transfer. Yeah, so we're losing like 244 power to the max storage. We do have a decent stockpile here for power otherwise. We don't yet have cybernization complete, which I think is actually the ecotech we're working on.
Order received. Order received.
Expand the fuel depot. We're still working on that solar power. Yes, that will be what's done that next turn. Those are proceeding at speed. I'm going to wait one more turn to make sure the high-tech industry finishes before we expand the deep core gas extractor, which is going to be our main source of petrol. Could finish to expand the biofuel refinery, but we are... Well, we just raised the food stockpile, so we're getting some food.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Alright, bunch of money into those zones. Maritime trade and housing. Which contracts do we have? Oh, I let one expire, which is maybe not ideal. So you're to Tep Field. Yeah, let's just expand you for another 10, give you another 10 turns. Zabin, Tep Field, Zabin. Oh, I left the one. I'll let the one expire out to the other island. So, and I don't have the political power. It's a daisy. We can just turn fate point into plenty of political power. And then let's transfer contract. You in control of that one as well? You are. Okay. Do we have a port up in that zone? That's an interesting question. Don't have a port up there. Do we have a port in here? No. Okay, so something I might do is we might try to set up one port for each of those cities. So... Oh, already have you can only get one transport contract set up per turn, apparently. So we'll have to hold off a bit before we can put up more. We'll probably just ask them back to back a couple turns if we can get new transport contracts. So we'll reestablish it there. We'll probably try to reestablish it to somewhere in this zone and to somewhere in this zone, just to help with the logistics on to and off of that island. Yeah, because that we want to hold on to the clear. I may intentionally allow... Well, no. We'll see if I can get a new transport route out there before I let it expire. Let the route expire out to the far island with the nomads. Because we definitely need more capacity on that route and prefer it to be 1,000 rather than 500 that it is currently. But whether we can get that or not is a different problem. Still land round 2, 3, 7. We have 7 decisions. And we failed that quest, which is a bit of a shame.
Roger that.
So salaries is the thing that doesn't pop up until you've come and modified it once. Kind of regretting in a way that I've modified it because it doesn't really do a big difference.
Order received.
Investment in private economy. At this point, I probably should just accept that we're commerce and not government. Yeah, I'm just going to accept that we're commerce and not government,
Yes,
so we'll just
sir.
accept. Okay, we could send it there, but we already have one going there, whereas I kind of needed it to go... Sego? Sego. From the capital, Quartzo. I don't need 900 logistic points. I will splurge. We'll go for the 2.5k.
Roger that.
Okay, commandos. And then Maritime Trading House. Let's get another transport contract to you.
Affirmative.
Oh, that might be that they just don't have any more shares, because I thought I pressured them and then I didn't see the... Because we're down to the point where it says Das Cargo and Dahlia Bay, right? So do you have any outstanding shares? The answer appears to be... no. So if I wanted to buy a share from you, we'd have to get someone else to give it up. Or make more shares. So we could do a stock emission on them, I suppose.
Roger that.
So there's now 6 more shares. And in theory, we can then turn around and demand that there be an auction of those shares. So we try to buy some. And at the same time, oh, we already did the call for the transport contract. So we'll see how that works out. And apparently we're having a petrol shortfall, probably because the planes are just eating too much, honestly. Probably can't run all the planes. Okay. Let's turn your air bridge off. Turn the big air bridges off. Yep. Select the plane. I am on air bridge, right? Yeah. Okay. Got a plane selected. Like air bridge. I want to tell you not to air bridge anymore. Why is that working? Well, I can tell them to move. Which I presume will probably break the bridge. Yeah, okay. Not the ideal solution to fix breaking the air bridge, but we'll do that as the solution to break the bigger air bridge. Hopefully that lowers the petrol consumption for a bit. Because we were having issues with things not being deployed correctly over here. Construction, airbase in Moncrun completed. Solar power and the high-tech in the capital finish. So the high-tech in the capital we're going to actually turn down to 25% just to save power. We do want high-tech parts coming in, but we want like one high-tech part a turn. We can make do without getting 5. And obviously we have a power problem if the power plant is not receiving petrol. Okay. Turn this down a bit. Hope that more goes out to the zones, hopefully, so that we get the zones properly working. Okay, we'll see if that helps. Combination of the airfield changes, or the airlift changes.
Yes, sir. We're definitely taking gunfire. Mission successful.
Okay. Kind of wanted to get the thing, not chase it back out to sea, but it went back out to sea. Okay. We had someone in circle there. Don't exactly know what happened to them. But they're not in circle there anymore. But so we'll just move up the coast. We can push a little bit more deeper into Nomad territory. Anyway, that construction's done, so we'll see if that construction's helping force more down to the other side on the next turn. Yeah, we'll see if the power we're pushing also starts to contribute a little bit more. So we get the petrol going to the power plant, then we should get a little more power from the power plant, and that's all also already expanding. Okay. Did we... I haven't talked to the slave trader. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
slave trader, buy more people.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely the struggles with the arcane Shadow Empire mechanics combined with the Sea Maritime Trade House mechanics. This is the first game I am running with the Maritime Trading House, so most of the mistakes and issues that I'm making are probably related to the Maritime Trading House. And slightly combined with the air bridging, because this is also the first time I've done any air bridging. Six decisions. One of which is going to be what to do with the roaming thieves. Protests. Try to talk them down. Success. Critical success. Democracy. Yes, deal with the roaming thieves. Critical success there. You want to upgrade the lime top. I don't want to do that until we can build some more quality of life in the zone. Well, actually, it's because we've been funneling some private assets into it, it's getting some of its own stuff done. So actually, we will accept you go up to 4. I want at least a quality of life of 50 in the zone, so... unless, before I checked and saw that health and security were at 200, I was thinking that we weren't going to achieve that. In planner named Sunny, doing it for a particular place. Where are some of the locations? It's just saying no. Don't want there. We already got it there. Can I go over the top of the existing one? That's the question. Maybe. Maybe that's how you're supposed to upgrade them, to be fair. So we got Sego, we got there, we got Dolfield, Nosenhaben. So you would allow me to go to Nosenhaben. Okay, let's see. We say Nosenhaben. Can we do it from the capital? Yes, you will accept from the capital. And you will accept fairly hefty supply.
Roger that.
So we'll do that.
Roger that.
Okay, but that, we'll cycle a turn, so we've got some more logistics. Darn supply issues to the rail hub, I think, here. We also... Well, no, oh, that was the last turn, because last turn we got fuel issues being delivered out to the truck hub. Okay. The rail hub. So hopefully if the rail hub fixes itself, we should have decent logistics in the capital, because we always had decent logistics in the capital. It's just that we had oil throttling in the last turn. Construction, truck station, expansion completed. Fuel depot expansion completed. Can we expand that airfield? Yes. So that's what is queued up. Solar panel field in Minos is proceeding at speed. Port's proceeding at speed. Food silo is proceeding at speed. Solar panel got throttled due to the fuel issue. Ripple Point's metal delivery. Collins is probably got throttled to the fuel issue, so that should fix itself next turn. Okay, let's cycle the turn. Hopefully the issues will be fixed. And if they are, we'll start strategically redeploying a bunch of troops over to here. Contemplating a war with the nomads. If we can support that supply line. Which is always an if. Okay. And political power-wise, let's probably go for deploying some private assets, because we have access to that.
Affirmative.
Alright, what's the... Well, we'll probably visit the quality of life in a moment. Here's going up, which is good to see. When the new stuff finishes, which should go up even higher. Up at 70, that's an acceptable level. Still want you to go up, but that's mostly getting worker happiness up by the looks of it. Alright, so here, we're going to strat card that zone. Give to the populace.
Order received. Order received.
Get the populace happy again. Populace is reasonably happy there. Yeah, okay, so they're fully using that zone. It's good to see. Have we called up the slave trader
Yes,
today?
sir.
No.
Yes, sir.
Mostly people migrating away to Collins, because Collins is happier and bigger than you. Yeah, if we can actually get the colonists back from over here, which we may soon start getting, if we don't have any more transport issues. And we won't know that until the next turn, so let's cycle into the next turn. So we'll probably open up the next recording part, seeing if our transport issues are solved. So I attempted to do the air bridging, and the air bridging sort of tanked the petrol supply going out to the truck hubs, which is truck hubs are more efficient at moving the supplies, so that's not good. So hopefully that's mostly fixed because we've told the bigger air groups to stop. So that would be one thing I could do when our air design is done, is maybe try to do more fuel-efficient planes or something. Well, I think we're coming up to the end of the episode, so till the next part, which if you're on YouTube will be tomorrow. Wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.